Welcome. Happy Wednesday. Did not stream yesterday. Was with my family. And today, attacked the markets. Took two different trades. We're going to go ahead and recap those now. Happy with it. I think the ending of this video is actually really important for how I analyze both good and bad trades. And how I ask the stream every day. You know, what's your vibe check? What did you do that you like that you want to do again? What did you do that you didn't like? Whether you're green or red on the session, or whether you're green or red on the trade. And I talk about that. I think it's actually very important. So go ahead and stick through the end of this video to listen to that. This is done on my 20, 50K Apex funded accounts. You can use code TBM for 80% off right now on any of the account sizes, but I'm using the 50Ks. I like them the most. This is done on my main channel, Trades by Matt. You can watch the daily live stream. It's free over there. Let's go and get into today's recap. Good morning. I went out to ask one simple question to Garrett, and it turned into a 10-minute conversation. I walked out at 8:19 and was like, I have one very tiny question. Anyways, we're here. Happy Wednesday, everybody. There was no stream yesterday. I didn't even look at the markets once yesterday. I looked at the markets on Monday night to get my trading day counted, but I didn't even look at the markets at all yesterday. So I'm gonna have to take a peek at what we did. Little slap, nothing crazy, it looks like. Nice little push. And we're back. So news on the session. We've got crude oil inventories if you're a crude oil trader at 9:30, and that is it. We got notes at noon, but that will not be during the stream. Looks like we're approaching the overnight highs as well as yesterday's value area high at around 240. We had VWAP get bounced at 150. Yesterday's close at 130. Yesterday's value area low at 120. Rejecting the overnight hose. Rejecting the overnight highs. And yesterday's value area high. We would obviously probably be watching VWAP again. You snap VWAP, you're watching for yesterday's close, yesterday's value area low. You snap yesterday's value area low, you're watching for the overnight lows. Down at 2340. But as of right now, looks like we're fairly long and strong into the overnight highs. Then we got yesterday's IBL at 260. Not really sure if that's going to matter too much. If we even get there. Not sure. Overnight hose is oops. Missed yesterday. What happened? My wife had cheer camp. They have like a cheer camp. She's a cheer coach. They do cheer camp every summer or whatever. If you've been around long enough, you remember the last couple summers. But anyways, she was gonna come back Monday night, and I was like, you should just stay through Tuesday if you're having fun. And so she decided to spend an extra night. So the girls on Tuesdays have their school has like a late drop off, and late enough to where like I missed the whole stream. So I was like, I'm just gonna, Julie's not here. I'm gonna take the girls to school. Not gonna stream obviously because I missed the stream with the drop off. Ended up going for a run instead at like 11 or 11:30 in the afternoon. It was hot. It was very hot. Love afternoon runs. I'm a psycho though. Yeah, I did 10 miles yesterday, and I guess I started at like 10 or 10:30, and it was just like the hottest run I've ever had in my life. I think. Truly. I wear like a black hat when I run, and it was like completely white with salt. It was terrible. It was fun because no one was out there on the trail, which was convenient. Wow, nice slap. Which was convenient, but it was hot. And I was like, it's got to be 99 degrees. I go back to my phone, and it says 88 feels like 93. And I was like, what the? It feels so much hotter than 93. Did you wear sunscreen? I did. All right, coming back into VWAP. Rejected the overnight highs fairly good. Pretty spot on the rejection of the overnight highs. That's just value area high. This is kind of what we were talking about. 3, 4, 5 minutes ago. If we reject the overnight highs, yesterday's value area high, watching VWAP. We slap through VWAP, we're watching yesterday's close and yesterday's value area low, 120. So pretty important spot here at 50s. And then we slap through 120, we're watching for 23.40. Okay. Instantly rip it right back up. Over 50 points. Still kind of heavy up here, huh? I'm a little concerned to short it up here at the highs. I think it makes sense to short it like 36 here. The problem is that like it gets a little sketchy with how quick we've been rotating. Like it's been rotating pretty good. We do have liquidity higher as well. That is worth calling out. We have liquidity higher. We're technically making higher highs and kind of. But even with the divergence, I don't know. The liquidity higher with the divergence makes me think we go a little lower, but based off the last one, but the liquidity higher makes me think we push it. We got 50 psych level though. It's pretty slidey currently. I mean, look, this last 5-minute candle swept the lows and swept the highs. That's never great. All right, I mean, coming into point of control, 200 could be interesting. Might slap straight through it. We got a lot of selling going on. Ended up being good for an instant 10 points. But, I mean, talking about a scary buy. I just barely, analysis Matt comes in. Never misses. But that's a scary trade to actually take. What is the fuel consumption on a Raptor? I'm thinking to buy fuel in Europe, but it's more expensive than the US. I'm honestly not the right person to ask. But I think it's, actually, how many gallons is the tank? 36 gallons. And I get about 400 to 430. I think like 430 actually. I get like basically 12 miles to the gallon. I'm not going to be able to convert that into KMs for you. Sorry. But it's about 12. Y'all have to remember though, in my mind, that is incredible because I bought it thinking I was going to be getting 5. Here's the 1.5. Coming back in for the untested wick. I kind of like it still. The 1.5 also makes sense though. All right. I got in at the untested wick. Yeah, you're definitely in dove country over there, Mason, actually. I'm gonna go and move that break even. I'm up 5 points. It's not worth messing around with. Stopped out, break even. That is okay. It ran at 5 points in the money. Could have closed it for $100, but I mean, I'm catching a pretty heavy candle here. So if it's going up that much, I'm moving to break even ASAP. Never ran up 10. All good. It was worth a shot. All right, chat. What's a pirate's favorite letter? You'd think it's R, but it's actually the C. Why was the coach yelling at a vending machine? He wanted his quarterback. I hate that I laughed at this. When you have a bladder infection, you're in trouble. You see the Little League World Series coach that did a mound visit and just told a dad joke and walked away? I did not, but that's funny. All right, one more, chat. One more. Fine. It's hard to explain puns to kleptomaniacs because they take everything literally. Don't get the last one. A kleptomaniac is someone that has chronic stealing problems. Okay, fine. One more. Fine. Parallel lines have so much in common. It's a shame they'll never meet. Little meme line joke. Got a 100 block at 21. Got rid of that. Candle just closed. 50% retrace of the wick could be kind of interesting. I should have taken it right there. I mean, that was literally it right there. Shoot, man. I felt locked. I couldn't bring myself to just pull the trigger. Right off the base of the candles. I couldn't bring myself to do it. Matt, give us a hot take. Oh gosh. I don't know if I have one. I know I've said them on here, but y'all probably remember it more than I do. Delta's been just getting crushed for 100 points. Does this say stupid buy or not? We'll see. 180. Quick little flush through VWAP push above is what I need currently. Smack. Down into value area low on the session. New 5-minute candles opened up. I did not realize the 5-minute candle was opening up right then. I was not paying attention to the timing. Timing there, if I knew the 5-minute candle was opening up, probably an instant kill at VWAP, but Delta was inking up, and so I wanted to see if it could play. Delta's still holding up. I'm going to see if it'll play, but it might just be a stop out. We'll see. Get some buyers going here. Pushing to 200 looks nice. Maybe even this wick at 204. I'm not interested in 204. But if buyers can step up, I like that play. Just heavy. Just slidey. Just watching the Dom. You can see it. It's like a few ticks down, then we rip it, and then it just slides 5 points, and then rips it back up. Man, Delta is looking the best it's looked in this whole 100 points to the downside. But is it going to be enough is the question, right? I'm gonna go move that break even. I'm not gonna go ride this back down into pain. Okay. Kind of gross. Delta played really like my entry was kind of gross. Delta really showed the way there. I took 15 points of heat or so, I think. Maybe 20 points at the bottom, actually. I can't really tell. Maybe 20 points for a hot second. And then it was like anywhere from 10 to 15 points while Delta was grinding up after having 0 signs of life for a big portion of the, I mean, literally 100 point slap with no signs of life. And then we started seeing it react around VWAP. I just had to sit in drawdown for a little too long. Like I was in 10 points of drawdown for 5 minutes, which is just annoying. And then exit was that 04 level I was talking about, which was this wick, right? So it's like an untested wick. It's kind of like a wick test almost. So it's like we flushed it, we failed to break the low, we bounced value area low, we get back above VWAP, we flip it green. Once we flip it green, it's off to the races, and then it's off to the races into the untested wick. So, yeah, exit clean. Okay, so like when I say, hey chat, what's your vibe check? What are you doing that you like? What are you doing that you don't like? Whether you're green or red, right? So for instance, for me, a lot of times when you're red, it's easy to be like, this is what I should be doing, yada, yada, yada. A lot of times when you're green, it's easy to not think about how you can be getting better still, right? So for me, my vibe check, right? I'm green on the day. I'm up $410. I took 2 trades, a break even. That was a really good break even. Very good break even. And then honestly, if you were just to look at P&L, a great trade. What did I like about that trade? Exit, very good. Exit was clean. This retest of VWAP, very clean. We had a no delta on the sell-off there. That was clean. But for my actual trade, exit, super clean. Entry, mid. But was there a way to tell easier about the entry? I'm not sure yet, because it could have been a situation like this one, right? Where we just tap it and we go. I don't know. I need to think about this more a little bit, but overall, I think I managed it fairly okay, given the fact that Delta was really coming to life. Exit was clean. Happy with the exit. Annoyed about the entry and the interim. And there's always something to be done better. But at the end of the day, I'm green on the day. I will take the green. Not going to complain about it. Squeezed a little bit more out of the trade just because it made sense here. Obviously, base hits, base hits, base hits. Scalp, scalp, scalp. However, it made it a little bit more sense to go for 20 points here just from the target. I'm going to call it here. Good luck, everybody. Be smart, be patient. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in and hanging out. There's no point in me sticking around here for another 30 minutes because I'm not going to be trading anymore. I'm done. $400 is it for me on these accounts. Don't get back your bag if you have one. Be smart, be patient. Peace.